Greetings, Evil Bold Genius and Connor here. Hello. Now, this morning, Mrs. EBG and I, bear with me, because I want to share with you the complete lunacy of your average business owner. We see it a lot over here actually in Ireland. People offering unwarranted, unasked for, and unwanted, to be fair, discounts. Obviously, we're not going to turn them away and say no, we'll pay you anyway. You know, if people are going to take money off for us, we will. It's happened so many times. But just recently, the most recent one, we are off to Kenmare for the coming weekend, just a couple of days, and Mrs. EBG was booking the guest house last week, and it turns out there's a fucking triathlon in Kenmare. Triathlon, mad. But that aside, it transpired, everywhere was either fully booked or ridiculously expensive, because the prices have been inflated by a factor of 2 or 3. And we weren't so much bothered by the price as just surprised. But anyway, Mrs. EBG bit the bullet and booked a place anyway, and perfectly happy with paying the full price through booking.com, €240 or something. And she got a phone call a few minutes later. It was a lady from the guest house. She was basically explaining, we got the triathlon and people were getting up early. Are you okay with that being disturbed? And yeah, it's fine. And then, for no good reason, she says, well, if you cancel your booking on booking.com, you can have it for €80. The fuck? Now, whether she meant €80 for the 2 nights or €80 per night isn't really the point. She's either giving away 160 or €80, depending on which one she means. But either way, she's given a discount. We were happy. We'd agreed to pay full price. We'd kind of gone into a contract with her, if you like, to pay full price. And she goes out of her way to offer a discount. Why, for the love of God, would you do that? But this is not unusual. I mean, my accountant years ago did some work for me, and it was unexpectedly more than he thought it was going to be. So he says, well, we've done so much, but we're only going to charge you this. And he knocked about €700 off the bill. Didn't ask him to, didn't want him to, didn't care. We bought the Land Rover, and because we didn't have a car to trade in because some idiot had written it off. Who could that have been? Me? Oh yeah, that was me. And we sat down and we'd agreed to pay full price and all the rest of it. And then the bloke jumps up and says, well, because you haven't got a car to trade in, we'll see what we can do about the price. Comes back, he knocks €2,000 off it. Was it 2,600? Something like that. €2,600 off the price. We'd already agreed to pay full price. Mrs. EBG goes into, we've got loads of bookcases. We've got 17 full-size bookcases in the house and in the office and loads of smaller ones. And we're always buying more because some idiot, I don't know who that would be. Oh, that's me, isn't it? Keeps buying books. And we got all these bookcases, and so Mrs. EBG is a well-known face in the furniture stores in town. She'll go in and agree to pay a fair amount for a nice bookcase because she doesn't buy shit. And they'll say, oh, we'll knock a couple of €100 off. It's just unending. They do it all the time. Why? Why would you do that? I mean, I know it's a nice gesture, but it's indicative of them lack of understanding of price. We've agreed to pay full price. We're not short of money. We don't care about paying the going rate, if you like, what they ask. We've agreed to pay what they ask, and then they offer us a discount. Well, how many of you people are doing that? How many business owners are putting in a quote, or they're putting together an action plan or a proposal if they're incompetent and really ignorant about these things. But they're putting together these quotes or estimates or whatever they are, and they're looking at the fee they've come to, and they're saying, oh, that's quite big. Let's knock a few euro off, knock a few quid off, just to make it more attractive. When the fact is, the kind of client who cares about the price to the exclusion of all else is not the kind of client you want to be doing business with. If you've solved your value sufficiently, the price is pretty much irrelevant. Unless you're being stupid, the price is pretty much irrelevant. And here is how irrelevant it is. This is a true story from about 12, 13 years ago. And this is when premium pricing and price elasticity really came home to me. I was doing some copywriting for a client of mine. He was my biggest client at the time. He's still a good friend. And it was a real feather in my cap to get this guy. And I've been doing a load of work for him. And he says, great, would you do a sales letter for me? So I says, yes, that will be, and I can't remember what the exact numbers were, but it was something like $4,000. I think I quoted him. As I say, I'd only just got him as a client and I was still finding my way. And he came back by return of email and says, yeah, that's great, go ahead. That's something like $6,000 or $7,000. And I thought, what the fuck? This is strange. What's going on here? This is not right. So I looked back at my email I'd sent. And if you look at your keyboard, you're certainly on the British keyboard, your dollars is shift 4, and your pounds is shift 3. I'd inadvertently hit shift 3 and sent a pound sign, and instead of a $sign, shift 4. And so he did the exchange, currency exchange, and basically I'd almost charged him double what I'd intended to by accident, and he just came straight back. And the very fact he came straight back means I could have charged him even more and he would have still gone for it. That's when it really came home to me. Well, you're all doing the same thing. You're all pricing too low, and I bet you're offering discounts when you don't need to. So here's a little test for you. Like I said before, I like to give big tips, not little ones. Here's something for you to do over the next 30 days. Increase your prices, maybe double them for every, say, second or third person who comes along, and just see what happens. Because I'm telling you now, some people will buy it, some people won't. But no matter what you're charging now, it's highly unlikely you're charging as much as you could, and ethically so. You could ethically charge a lot more. Anyway, we're out of here, aren't we? We are. We have to prepare for Kenmare, don't we? We do. Are you coming? No, you're bloody not. You can stay here in the office and man it, yeah? But no touching websites, because you're crap, aren't you? Yes. All right, we're out of here. See you later.